I thought that was your transition because it was awful.
Thank you very much, but no. I can be awful without transitioning into the main show, believe it or not.
No, it's just like usually saying something that off-putting is my job, and then you go into the live show. But now you're stealing my job. How dare you?
I don't know. Hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast. ANY and Keyframe wonder about random dribble. And today with us for the first time, Spirit Productions. Welcome to the show.
Hi, it's me.
Yeah, boy.
Indeed. Spirit, for all the peeps out there who have no clue where to put you, please, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
Well, I'm Spirit Productions. I create a show called Art Block where I talk about art and how it's made. I do YouTube videos, and I'm currently a freelance artist, so yeah.
I was not quick enough for that. Failing as always. But yeah, I guess it says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
also, screw you, person in the chat. The light's not making me look really pale. I just am really pale. This is better lighting than what we get on the actual show. So, you know, when I'm
I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
on the actual show, I'm tinted yellow.
Yeah, but here your background is basically just the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's melting with your hair, so that's a thing.
Is it now?
You've got a holy radiant glow to you.
But only on one side. What does it
half
say?
Angel, half demon. I'm not fully corrupted yet, I guess. But
Getting
anyway,
there.
Spirit, what's been going on in the life of Spirit?
Mostly like just moving, because it's actually a funny story, because me and my family just moved here to Georgia about, I think it was August of last year, and we're already in the process of moving again, and it's like, yay, we get to do this a second time, and it's the same distance, so.
Where are you going?
We're heading back to Virginia, so I should be, the bright side is that I get to head back up and be closer to BronyCon, so that trek's going to be a little bit easier.
So
Right
you just
side.
did a ping pong. So you did a ping pong game of moving.
Yeah, it's just like as soon as we got settled down here, it's just like, hey kids, you want to move again? It's like, excuse me, what?
Any disclosable reason why your folks are like, hey, let's do this?
Well, it's just like the logic is that because my dad has to fly down to Florida to do work, because he just works in Florida now, so it's like, well, if he's going to be flying all the time, no point in like living here, because we're still not really like out there yet when it comes to like making friends and everything like that. So it's like, let's just go back to the old hometown, get everything back to sort of normal, and then I'll just keep flying back and forth, because it's the difference of like 1 hour flight. So it's strange logic, but I don't understand why we're doing it. I had no choice in this option.
But hey, back to your old hunting grounds, I guess.
Back to the old
You
stomping.
don't say old hunting grounds to the person who has a deer as a fursona. Think for a second.
I mean, maybe she is hunting. It's like
Spirit, are you hunting?
Is it the revenge of the deer? Do you pick up the rifle and go after the hunters?
That
That would actually be pretty funny. Just imagine like a deer, like whatever that is, that deer gif where like it pulls off the gloves and it's just like, I'm coming for you.
The deer
Revenge.
time when it takes off the hooves and there's just these weird, like, realistic hands.
Somebody watched too much Adventure Time.
You need to watch it. You need to watch more Adventure Time. That's the answer here.
That is the answer, because I still have not finished Adventure Time, even though it's finished. Also, talking about aggressive deers, I just found that.
That's amazing.
That-
That is
that-
goes on revenge.
That should look familiar to you. Except for this damn advertisement on the side. Gah, go away.
Core membership is your best friend.
It's a
I guess.
Gretzky deer.
Yeah. Anyways, anything else besides the moving that's going on in your life you feel like talking about, sharing with class, venting about, or is it just like, my life is consumed by it?
Well, aside from working, I have been working on a radio drama that's called Beta 9. And I basically made a proof of concept, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and stuck it up on the channel, so...
Yeah, I actually see it.
Like, right now, I'm just working on getting kind of the script for it. I'm thinking about sending out a casting call, but it's kind of... To make a bad play on words, it's in its beta stage of production, in a way.
Okay. I mean, I guess I can put the link down below for people to check it out on their own leisure. Accord, whatever. Words, who needs them anyways?
Speaking of which, I have Accord because I forgot one of the best things about using the phone for the podcast is that Skype
battery
drains. Yeah. Now we're back to this.
Huzzah. So, Keyframe, why don't you share with class why you are in this glorious situation where you phone in, literally?
Now I'm looking down upon you. This is even better. Great. But no, you said you may have had a story. You go first.
Fine, let the people stay in their unknowingness.
They wait with bated breath because the best stories are for last.
And you let the guest go first. That's pretty much a dick move.
Love you, Spirit.
No, I mean...
It's like, here you go first.
And the best is for last. And by the way, the best is me, the key. I'm not really sure how much I really have to share.
You said you had something, and that's an occasion all its own.
I did say I had something? Really?
You did, unless your thing was your media, then I...
No. I mean, besides continuing to overcome the cough that was there last week. You see, I don't do the Total Biscuit War bathrobe thing anymore.
You're sounding better.
I am sounding better. It increased a lot over the last 2 days. Thankfully, and the weather is nice too. Anyways, Denim is right. I did my fair share of fighting for the internet yesterday, all by myself, obviously. It actually turned out a bit disappointing, which is like why I did not end up sending a tweet as I intended originally. Like another Article 13 demo here in Berlin. Mm-hmm. And last time there was like a 24-hour time window, and there were 3,000 people within 24 hours after, like, hey, we need to organize a demo, and then going through with it. Yesterday, a sunny Saturday afternoon, 250 people.
Oh.
And I'm like, guys, yes, okay. I mean, to be honest, Article 30, or the entire copyright reform, went through the majority of obstacles it has to go through, and there's only one last vote, which is very unlikely to not happen. But it's like, yes, guys, this is a battle that will be ongoing. You still need to keep going to this kind of stuff to get shit better.
Especially since.
Yeah.
It will take 2 years to completely go through, and in those 2 years, you guys have your whole fucking parliament election. So it's like, make your fucking noise, because these people you put in could take it out before it happens.
Exactly, and it's like, it's even more reason to make noise. I'm not sure if it is. If it wasn't advertised enough, or if people just lost the spirit or whatever. But guys, if a shitty law gets made, you have even more reason to go on the streets to get it removed later on. This was the only unique thing happening last week. So. Except for my media, which I'll talk about in the media section. So I guess the ball is back to Yuki.
Now it's time for the best stories.
Oh, is it now?
Oh God, I need to stop having energy. It hurts. Because I've been having to put out all my energy for this past weekend because I've been in Chicago, home of the Cubs, the Bears, and Winnie City PonyCon. Oh no, we're talking about pony things. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, so Winnie City was this weekend, and I'm vending there, and got my little badge.
Oh no! Now everybody knows that you are Keyframe.
Your cover's been blown.
Okay, can I just say this? This is one of the side stories. We've been making a running joke now because everyone can recognize Blissey. No one can recognize me.
I mean, she does this entire reacting to her own video series, so with face cam.
I know, and she also has the rainbow hair and wears like a white coat, but meanwhile I'm here like, yeah, my hair's blue. But the exact.
But doesn't your C have red hair?
But no, and I forgot my little Keyframe plushie Starry Flame made me, so usually I have that like on the display somewhere and all that stuff. But so people are like, wait, are you Keyframe? And it's like, because people don't know I'm Keyframe until I open my mouth and talk. I'm glad I have a recognizable voice. I must grate on the ears that badly that it's just imprinted. But now, because we're in the middle section, so we share like a behind the scenes space with the tables behind us. So now, all the vendors, when they hear someone being like, are you Keyframe? They're like, all repeating, wait, you're Keyframe? Is that Keyframe? I didn't know that was Keyframe. It's like, already cold, tired. So many of these people have no social skills. I don't need this. But it's been fun. I won't say that it hasn't been fun going at, the usual vending stories of selling stuff, selling out of things, which was surprising. We had like these new shadow boxes. We have this new thing where we like to make shadow boxes where the eyes follow you, because we had a chrysalis one, and I love those because they're creepy. But we've had a chrysalis one that's been selling a lot, but because of the whole season premiere, we've made a somber one. And we're still going to make it, even though, god damn it, ponies. And the somber one follows you. And we had 3 and they sold out all in one day. And I was like, yes, nice. Okay, this is confirmation. I need to keep making these. But let's talk about 1, dumb customers. And 2, other cool things. 1, dumb customers. People have social skills. We're not scary. Here's a note from Keyframe, the vendor. We're not terrifying. I don't know why people either act like vendors aren't people, or that we are like beings that hate you. We don't hate you. We think you're okay. We just like your money more. Like, in all seriousness, it's like they are afraid to talk to people, and I just hate the patrons, let's put it like that walk up, look through the book like 4 times, don't even make eye contact with you. You're standing in front of their table, so you're looking through their things. You're the main focal point of here. Even when the vendor says, hi, welcome, then walk away without saying a word. It's like, oh, okay, bye. Like, if you want to know what not to do, don't do that. Nice.
Just like, hi, welcome to my table. Looks away.
Yeah. Oh my god, I had the worst person today. I think this one I had 2 really bad ones. I don't know their names, so, I will name this first one Shaq. So Shaq came to my table, and... Oh,
not Shaq.
Okay, not Shaq. T-Series came to my booth.
Oh, I hope you gave them some bitch lasagna to the face.
Oh, I wish. But like, she was kind of like looking up and down the booklet, like she was wanting to look. And I was like, the prints are such and such right now. And she just looks me in the eye and she's like, I don't want anything, and then walks away. I'm like, you could just say, okay, thank you, and walk away. That's 10 times nicer.
Not to mention, what are you doing in the vendor hall if you don't want anything?
I asked that question with so many people in the vendor hall, so, And then the other one was like this person printed out, I told you this story.
Yeah.
This person had stuff to get signed by Blissey. And, she was nice and stuff to Blissey. Then she comes over to me and it's like, hey, Key, can you sign this? I mean, it's Blissey stuff, but can you sign this? And I'm like, okay, cool. Sure, yeah. Yeah, fam. But then a customer came by. So obviously I'm going to focus on the person who's paying me money. And it wasn't long, mind you. It was only like 2 minutes to be like, oh, this is this. I also have poster version of this. And then she's like, can you just sign this? And it's like, I'm sorry, unless you're paying for something, this guy takes priority. And then she's just like, and then, I tell him that he's looking through the booklet. I sign the thing and she's like, thanks. And then walks away. And I'm like, who is your name entitled? Are you r/entitled? Like, what are you?
r/entitled customers.
Oh, yeah, that's bait. That's a Reddit story. That's what I just experienced. Like, Christ almighty. But, moving past the annoying things, I want to talk about some of the fun things, because I don't just go to the vendor hall and then disappear and then go back into the vendor hall. I actually went out during the after hours things, and that fell over, and had fun with people, mainly Saber Spark. Saber is such a cool dude.
If only he could get his webcam to work one day.
But me, Saber, and AC were walking around just mingling after the con hours were done. And we were like, hey, I think it was Saber that brought this up. It's like, hey, you guys want to go to the After Dark vendor hall?
Oh my.
Yeah, there's an After Dark vendor hall here. It is very small and very musty. It smells so bad. Who would have thought, But we did. And we got in.
Did you get asked for your ID?
Yes. Do I look that young? They asked Saber for his ID, and the guy has a full-on beard. So
they probably just have to check to be safe and not get into any.
But one of the funniest things is that Ciderfest 2017, Saber shaved his head for the charity auction.
Oh boy!
So, and the picture for his ID was after he shaved his head. Great image. But no, first thing that I see when I get in was a button like this big with a giant circle of penises. Like, okay, I get the tone that this is going to be. And there was, like I've seen smut at furry cons, like that. This was just like,
I mean,
pony smut's kind of weird in what they think that is good pony smut to vend. Like, I don't know how to describe it in that there was one table where it was just ass shots of the ponies and their coin purses, and it's just like, okay.
That's a euphemism I haven't heard yet.
Well, that's the shape of like the vagina is like a coin
We
purse.
don't need to go into details. I'm just like, that's a term I haven't heard yet.
Well, now you have.
But yeah, I mean, like, if you look at furries, they include their smut in their art auction, and it like, I mean, you have been to Eurofern, so.
I've been to Euroferns. There's some things that should not be in the safe for work part of the Euroferns auction. I'm pointing that out. But no, the thing is, like, some of the stuff was just not well drawn. But also, this was also a thing with some of the stuff that was at the furry auction. What's the point in just having the butt? Like, it's like, I don't know, maybe that's just me. I like seeing the full body, including the face of the person I'm looking at, the lewd.
Ass fetish?
I guess it's just like, I don't know, it just feels like I'm getting an incomplete piece of art. Because, yes, this is a nicely rendered butt, but I would like the rest of the body, please. Also, there was a booth where you stuck your hand in and you pulled out a dick, like a 3D printed penis. And I pulled out a golden penis. That was great.
Sounds okay.
But I bought 2 things from the NSFW place.
Oh boy.
One was, none of them were actual lewd pieces of art. I just
wanted to say, when you hold them up now, is my Twitch channel instantly banned?
No. Like, this one is, because I agree with the message, it says full con with a giant X on it, because, yeah, that shit gross. Stop that. I don't care that they're fictional horses. There's something weird that you want to fetishize obvious children. Fuck you. You know, that is my strong opinion of the day. And one was an accident.
You accidentally bought something. Okay, please go on.
No,
in the After Dark vending hall, please.
I thought that it was just like a necklace, like a choker necklace, because I've seen stuff like that, like Hot Topic and stuff. Apparently, it's a collar. And the thing was, I was walking out with it, and Saber looked down and he was like, "Are you into collar play?" And I'm like, "No! I don't think I am."
Wait. Collar as in for the mouse? No, so this is a necklace, isn't it?
It, like, on your neck, like a dog collar. But, like, I thought it was a necklace.
Where's the difference?
Apparently, no, the leash would go here. But that led to a great conversation with Saber for an hour about furries. Like, he was just like, what level of furry are you? And I'm like, well... And
there's a Beta Ada Delota video for that.
Yeah.
So you can watch that.
But yeah, that was fun. And then last night, I was having drinks with Assassin Monkey, who does these really beautiful, like, landscape pieces and stuff.
But his faces look a little bit like dolls. Yeah.
But, like, I like his stuff for his landscapes. But we were just drinking and shooting the shit, and most of us were just vendors at the bar just talking about how slow the con's been and why the vendor hall is freezing cold. But, like, it was a lot of fun. Like, this con's been kind of, like, slow and small. We're calling it the BronyCon effect because it seems like a lot of people are either there, but they don't spend a lot of money because they're saving up for BronyCon, or if they're not going to these cons, it's because they're saving to go to BronyCon. So it's just what to be expected. But I've been having a good time. I've made some muns. I've gotten some aggravating texts from A and Y.
Yo, welcome.
I hate you. I made a joke saying that, oh, the anger you give me will give me warmth. He's done his job, I guess. But yeah, that's been my weekend. I'm trying to not. I don't have as much to say. Oh, one more thing. Have you guys ever heard of the game Beat Saber, like the VR game?
The one where it's got, like, the glowing different colors, like red on one side and blue on the other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's at the arcade here. And AC was playing it, and then I played it, and Saber Spark wanted to play it. He somehow broke the game.
Oops.
Saber broke Saber. Because he just started playing, and then he somehow opened the menu and closed the menu, but the menu, the screen was still acting like it was on the menu screen. And he's like, I don't know what I did. Where am I? I'm in the void. And the arcade closed before we could fix it, so Saber didn't get to play.
Oh.
But that was a lot of fun. But that was my week. There was the adventures in the life of Key. For once, the airport was calm. And nothing bad happened. No giant piles of broken glass.
That's a good start. No broken bones
either.
either.
I think that's just a good thing in general. But yeah, that was it.
But here's one question that I kind of had earlier. Because it's now con season, isn't it? How long until the next con?
BabsCon is in like a week and a half.
Which raises for me the question, how are you guys going to reproduce enough shadow boxes until then?
Tom's already working on them.
Okay. Because I was like...
I basically have been giving him live updates of what's been selling and what's not been.
And he's like...
And tonight I'm making an Excel sheet, so he starts producing the stuff and mailing them right out to the event. So because we're mailing the stuff to the hotel because we're not having a BronyCon 2018 again where everything broke. But yeah, so because we have. Let me tell you, Spirit, do you want to know how many cons I'm going to in succession of each other?
Let's hear it. Let's see how many.
Okay, so there's this con, Winnie City. Then there's BabsCon in a week and a half. Then in May, I have Everfree Northwest in Seattle. Then I have TrotCon. And a week after TrotCon is BronyCon. June is my only month of solace.
So... Have you...
Oh, and not counting vending, I have to go with DA Games to MomoCon in Atlanta at the end of May. So it's like, I have like 2 cons a month, basically. June is my only month of solace. It's like, oh.
So we actually got a bunch of mobile phone key to expect for over the next few weeks, or are you going to invest into a laptop?
People, please. Subscribe to my Patreon, donate to my Ko-fi, so I can have a laptop so we don't have mobile phone key for the AWKWARDcast all the time.
I mean, it would also allow, but get a laptop.
It would allow me to work while I'm on vacation.
For example.
But doesn't that ruin the point of a vacation?
Depends on how disciplined you are about it. But yeah, it would allow you to work on a vacation, and you could play HOTS on a vacation.
But I'm just as bad as you as doing home office with trying to be disciplined on vacation.
That's true. Should we move on to the media?
Yeah, we should move on to the media before I say anything more incriminating about myself or you, or I don't know, maybe I'll say something incriminating about Spirit. Spirit unironically likes the B movie.
What?
I didn't say that.
You did not say that. I think you're in denial.
I unironically like Shrek, but for different reasons.
That's fine. Okay, I like Shrek.
Shrek's fine.
Yeah.
If you said you unironically like Shark Tale, then maybe we would have to stop being
Or
friends.
Shrek 3.
See, Shrek 3... Hang on, I can English, I promise. Shrek 3 is a cinematic disaster, and Shark Tale is terrifying.
One's a Scriphilla's video, the other is just a straight up fact.
Yes.
Yes, fucking Shark Tale. Anyway,
but,
media. I can quickly do my media.
Exactly. Since we're already on the topic of Pony. Wait, didn't I open this in a... Wait, oh, where is it? Oh, God.
Yeah, so here's a media that I haven't even read yet.
That's a Spirit. Production.
I know this sounds bad, but it's interesting. So my friend Fiora, who does staff at Babs, does a Fallout Equestria RPG thing on live streams. And she's been taking those stories and taking those adventures in the RPGs and making them into stories.
The green one in the middle.
I think that she puts the stories on Fanfiction. But now she's like proofread them, got editors, all that stuff, illustrators, and made them into a book. A fully published hardcover book. Now I know what you're thinking. Chrissy, you're very pretty. But also, Chrissy, how can she do that?
Yeah,
legally?
I mean, she's basically using the 2 different IPs that are differently owned. So I'm legitimately curious how she's doing it.
Okay, well, let me tell you. The reason why I know all this is because my table's next to Fiora, and I've been hearing her give the same sales pitch for all the time. 2.5 days. Anyways, so it's a completely legally published book. And the first 2 pages of the book is all this has the right to be made by Bethesda, by the original author of Fallout Equestria, and by Hasbro. These pages took 3.5 months and $7,000 worth of legal fees to get. What she had to do is she had to ask she asked Kit Kat and the K-Cat, and they were like, yeah, sure, whatever.
No surprise there.
She asked Bethesda, and Bethesda was like, yeah, sure, fine. Bethesda was fine. Yes. Hasbro. And they said no. So what she did next was she got a lawyer and a legal team and got a notarized right of parody, which means she had to go to, I think, a court, and there were 3 lawyers representing each facet, or I think 2 for Hasbro, 1 for Professor or something, and a judge, and they had to read the book cover to cover and say that this is enough of a parody that it can be legal. And it got through. And it went through the whole legal court system. So there's a precedent here because of that. And then there was a letter sent to Hasbro being like, you have 30 days to say or file a lawsuit or say that this is not allowed. 34 days happened, nothing came to be. Because if Hasbro was going to sue Fiora, they would have to take it to a state court, but there's already a local court that says, oh, it's okay. And if the local court basically denies the state court, no federal court would take it up. So they were like, so it would cost them more to say no than to just let her do her thing. So yeah, she legally got a Fallout Equestria book published, and she's going to be selling it at Barnes and Nobles and Amazon.
But via actually suing for parody. That's an interesting one. I did.
So now, if you want to get your fan fiction published out there, there is a way to do it. It just costs $7,000.
But then again, now we have a case of precedent, so that might make it even a little bit cheaper, because you can then point to. God, I keep butchering her name. Fiona.
Just say Fee.
Fee. By pointing to Fee thing. I mean, obviously not every fan fiction has this much deformativeness to it, like a Fallout Equestria story, but that's a thing now.
And now she has her first book out. It's volume 1 of, I think, 4. So this volume is the first 20 chapters. Has, I think she said, 230,000 words in it. And it's like, and I'm just like,
okay.
Does every Fallout, and that's just volume 1. Does every Fallout Equestria story need to be advantageously long? Like, you people never heard of one-shots.
I mean, 200,000 is a fine length for a book, and if it's fine for a book, but I'm imagining that this is only volume 1 of a full story. Yeah, but if it's an ongoing series, think about Harry Potter, how long this is all parts together. So we have to see how it develops, how the ongoing stories develop.
Yeah, I guess it's just the thing of like I just love hearing that originally the book was, I think, 180,000 words. Then they proofread it, took out 75,000 words, but by the end they were at 230,000, and I'm like,
I can't imagine like the price of like especially a professional editor, because I've been trying to find an editor for like a good month and a half now that's not going to charge me $6,000 for editing 100,000 words. And it's just like, how you manage to do double of that and get all the legal stuff is just really astonishing to me, if that makes sense.
I have no idea what fees.
I mean, how...
I don't know if Fee's... For all I know is that Fee does live streams and stuff, but she has like a full team of artists and stuff, so she's probably just a really profitable person. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you. I've seen people buying her book throughout the con, and I'm like, that's really cool. And also I heard her tell a story about how she was selling these giant like liquor bottles at BronyCon last year. She picked up a wet box and 6 of the bottles fell out of the box. Instead of the bottles breaking, the concrete broke.
Nice.
I'm like, holy shit, those are strong bottles.
This is some strong liquor.
Yeah, no, there was no liquor in them. They were just empty bottles.
You ruined the joke, but fair.
No, doesn't that make it even better that these bottles are so strong they break concrete empty?
They'll definitely survive the apocalypse.
But
that's my media. I would say follow Fiora's Twitter and stuff
Link
when
below.
she puts the book on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Give it a read, even if you don't like it. This is a precedent in the world of parody, you know?
Yeah, and in fan fiction, basically. I mean, because that's where it starts. it is some kind of. I mean, they got the stories from their role playing rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So the writing process, how the story develops, is a bit more unique than just one person sitting in a room and syncing up a story. But I mean, I will admit I was not very curious in. I mean, I was aware of Fee's existence and being deep into it, but I was never aware that there's such a strong brand to it. And this alone just sparked my curiosity about it, because that's fucking impressive.
Yeah. Also, is a book considered media?
Yes.
Why wouldn't it be?
Yes. Who did that? Enigma? Seriously? Seriously?
We've talked about books on the show before.
Did we? But I mean, we had individual music videos and talked about them. Where I have to say, hey, there's a lot less to. Media is.
Enigma. We're disappointed.
I didn't pick you as this kind of millennial who doesn't know that print is a media.
We all need to ring the shame bell. Shame.
Pretty much. I need a GIF for the chainmail somewhere in here. I mean, the only GIF I still have in here is Steve Buscemi.
I mean, it's a great GIF.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Exactly. I so need to cosplay this. I own a red sweater, but I don't own a red hat, and I already got a link for this shirt, but I'm torn because there are 3 different options for this shirt. Mm-hmm. Wait, maybe I can find the link. It was either on Skype or on... Was it on Skype or on Discord? Denim, where did you send me the link?
Maybe we should move on to
Yes.
Spirit's media while you find it.
Exactly, this is a great plan. Spirit, what is your media? You never told me.
Oh, shoot.
I also never asked.
So there was a movie that I knew about it before, but I rediscovered it. It's called Rock and Rule, and it's this semi-obscure. I'll use semi-obscure because I know a lot of other people know about it, but it's this... I can't remember what year it was released, but it was an animated furry movie, basically.
It was the 80s. I know it was the 80s.
Yeah, apparently it was, one of the first early examples of using computer-generated imagery, but I randomly stumbled across it, a clip on YouTube, and I rewatched it, and it's I really wish I owned this movie, because it's got some things with it, but the things that I like about it most are the music and the animation style. It's got this sort of...
This one?
I'll call it... Yep, that's it.
Why is there so much Disney around? This is a Photoshop version, isn't it? Oh, this is probably the right one. Sorry. Whoop.
There you go.
This is a super pixelated one. Still looking for it.
Why don't you just look up a YouTube clip and play it silently?
That is an idea.
God, we've been doing this show for how long? You're embarrassed.
You say the YouTube clip. I just found the entire fucking movie. Link below.
Don't link a pirated movie on our podcast, man.
I'm pretty sure we have done this before. Didn't you give us a movie to? Yes.
We linked the Bug movie from the 1940s.
Exactly.
From the 1940s that you thought was from the 80s.
Everyone pirate the movie before YouTube copyright steals it.
Spirit, stop it!
I live on the internet. I follow no rules.
Is it? I have the feeling I got the wrong track or something, or is this part of the?
I have no idea.
Fast forward. Fine.
I mean, it now looks very like a cut. I probably got a wrong clip.
No,
it looks right.
No,
there we go. But yeah, Spirit.
Right. The visuals in this movie are trippy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very, for lack of a better word, it's kind of like a drug trip. So.
Oh my God! What happened to her nose? Oh, that's the furry part you mentioned.
Yeah, it's kind of they dip in between the uncanny and the uncanny valley, but that's kind of what's cool about it is the fact that they look weird, but it's cool. And the one thing that I really like about the film is that it's got really good music. Like the soundtrack, some of it got lost, but the finale song especially is really great from what I remember. And It's hard to talk about things that I like without having taken notes on it, because when you sit down to critique something, you have to take notes and everything like that and write it down. But talking about it live is hard because it's just like, yeah, I like the movie. I can't remember what to talk about though.
They look like rejected Goofy movie characters.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Especially the fat
comic
one.
relief.
I wonder if I mean, those CGI sequences don't really tell me anything, but I don't know. Maybe it's just that I have seen enough movies of this kind that it looks familiar. But it does look familiar.
There's two really widely shared clips of this movie, and one is the ending where the girl character is like in this white dress because I think she's getting sacrificed or something.
Oh, this sounds disturbingly familiar.
And then there's one that's recently been shared on like Twitter and Tumblr where the two comic relief characters are trying to find someone with a birthmark and they go basically in a giant rave club.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that it was a movie that was made when PG actually meant something.
It wasn't even it.
There was a humping car, right?
Yes. There's actually a lot of sexual stuff in this movie.
Oh my god, that's not creepy at all. I need to watch this now.
This movie is... I remember seeing this movie. This movie is really fucking good. Like, it was... Weirdly enough, it's from the same studio that eventually made Johnny Test back when Canada made movies. But it's like, wow, how the mighty have fallen.
Huh. But yeah, I might put some link down in the description.
You're gonna put the full movie, and I'm going to know that you put the full movie, and I'm just gonna be nettled.
And you are going to use this very link to watch it yourself, so...
Of course I am, but I'm still going to be nettled because I'm a hypocrite.
Just you watch. It's probably like the 360 version. This is why I don't, I watch all these kinds of things at 10 o'clock at night because...
Yeah, it's 360.
You gotta love when it's low res, am I right?
Oh, that's the best. It reminds you of 2008 YouTube.
When everything had the little watermark in the corner, it was 4:3 aspect ratio.
When if you wanted to watch your animes, you had to watch it in 4 parts because you couldn't upload more than 15 minutes of footage.
Ah, good old days indeed.
Good old days before content ID.
Yep.
But yeah.
This
content. What about your content?
Exactly. This leaves only one media. People who follow me on Twitter might have a guess what it is. Oh boy, it is your boy Shazam.
Why does he stand like the I had to do it to him pose? God damn it.
No, here's the thing. So first of all, it okay, where even to start? So it is obviously part of the DCEU. Mm-hmm. However, it is a complete shift in tone. I would say for the better. It doesn't take itself seriously. It doesn't take the DCEU seriously. It goes for a funny route, and it goes for a very a positive funny route. I mean, I will be honest. When I first saw the trailer, and especially the supercut of the trailer, it wasn't good. The trailer gave me really gave me a feeling like, oof, if this is the humor this movie is going for. The majority of the jokes of the trailer are actually in the movie, but first of all, they have been cut together differently in a actually unfavorable way for the trailer. And the movie actually has because it's has a more funny, more casual tone, the darker elements, and it does have darker elements, come across a lot stronger. And it's not the DCEU, edgy, Batman, do you bleed? Not this kind of stuff. But when there is something darker going on, it's like, oh yeah, this has a lot more impact now that it is juxtaposed to this more innocent, joyful character. But then again, it's also, anybody who doesn't know the story of Shazam, he is a teenager. He's a teenage kid who gets his power, and when he says Shazam, he turns into what you currently see on screen. Spoilers, I guess. Sorry, but Captain Marvel, which is also a name he's known by, is a character as old as DC. He's probably older than all of us.
Is he older than you? Is he?
I could check when Captain Marvel was in. No, it must be really old because the thing is.
No, I was making your old joke.
Oh, okay. But no, it's even.
Now we have not absorbed each other's jokes. Perfect.
I know. Now we have. But yeah, it makes fun of so many things. It's extremely meta and tongue-in-cheek. I mean, it starts with the thing that he is not called Captain Marvel in this movie because I wonder why. Is there any other property currently out there by the name of Captain Marvel that might cause confusion?
I'm not sure. Spirit, do you know?
I wonder.
But yeah.
I blame Captain America.
Indirectly,
ooh, that's
true.
definitely it.
That's actually close enough to the truth. Because yeah, if Captain America wouldn't have kicked off and the MCU would not have survived as long as it did, we wouldn't have the Captain Marvel movie. No, but here's the thing: they take this kind of negative, this kind of obstacle they have to deal with that they just will cause confusion and whatnot if they call it Captain Marvel, especially since the DCU has to fight with this entire standing in the shadow of the MCU the entire time. And they're making it a fucking running gag that they don't have a name for him. I mean, obviously he cannot introduce himself as Shazam because as soon as he says the word, he changes forms. So he's just, the entire movie, they try to come up with a name for him, and to the end of the movie, he doesn't have a superhero name. They take this and turn it into a running gag, and it's a working one because it's those teenage kids who try to come up with a name, and one is more cringy than the next, and they comment on it like, dude, like something super cracker. And he's like, dude, this sounds like an ass joke. Oh, you're right. And if you put on the really critical glasses, so let me put on my really critical glasses.
Oh no.
If you put on your really critical glasses, this. Oh! I get challenged. A new challenge.
I challenge you to glasses.
Well, if you do that, you have to learn that you better deal with it.
Can we start that petition Denham was talking about thing?
I have multiple pairs of glasses. I can't put them over each other.
I don't have glasses, so I put on the furry collar.
Hang on, I've got one more. I can one up you on that one.
God damn it.
She's got you beat.
It's getting awkward.
I mean, you could take your two pairs of 3D glasses.
I just wanted to say, I have 3 pairs of 3D glasses right over there. I could if I wanted to, but I want to finish.
Y'all looking like a John Lennon album cover stuff.
I'm gonna stay like this for the rest of the podcast, just for the joke of it.
Absolutely fair.
The most entertaining part of the show. Thank you.
But yeah, I had a thought, and I lost it.
You had your critical glasses on.
Yes,
looking at
exactly.
Critical eye.
That was actually the joke that spawned it all. God damn it. Anyways, yes, if you look at this movie with critical glasses, it is actually pretty flawed in a lot of points. But you are a lot more forgiven because it has this more fun tone to it. Like, not really too much spoilers, I guess. In the beginning, when he tries to figure out his abilities, he produces a fuckload of property damage. And I after watching the movie, I tried to go back and I'm like, did anybody of the Avengers do a lot of property damage? The first thing that comes to mind is Age of Ultron when they destroy an entire skyscraper. And what is it? What Tony Stark does? Quick, buy it! So they are completely aware. And I cannot and usually they are in situations like Captain America is in the World War. So when he breaks shit, this is also okay because
I'm going through all this stuff in my head.
Yeah.
Ultron had that. Then Captain America. Civil War was one of the biggest ones, but that was the villain that caused
exactly.
it. Exactly.
And
then Guardians is just space stuff. No one cares in space. And then Captain Marvel was a blockbuster.
Oh yeah, but it was also accidental, and he is producing property damage en masse without even any villain around, just trying to figure out his abilities, and it all gets played for humor, and but you are thinking like, shouldn't somebody call him out on this shit? And
But I mean, that's a sin DC has had since Man of Steel.
that's true, but that's the thing. It still carries plenty of the DC faults. But it is more forgivable. You have a feeling you can be more forgivable about this movie because it goes more for a comedy than the broody edginess, and
It's not like Man of Steel where they were like, oh, Superman destroyed basically all of Metropolis. Our hero, our god, let's put our hands on him like he's Jesus.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, talking about the fucking shots they dealt to all the other DC properties. They were making fun of all the other DC properties and the tone and everything. Amazing. I'm not sure how they got this greenlit or if this is something they plan to continue in further DCEU. If Shazam is really just the first one to introduce a complete tone shift, because they very explicitly, especially the credits. Guys, stay for the credits. It's amazing. In the credits, they basically made fun of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman very directly. Not even lampshading it. No, they were going in there and were like making jokes about the other people, and it's like interesting, impressive, and I'm and you see how I'm talking. The DCEU got my interest back. I'm interested in the DCEU again, and not in this morbid like, oh boy, let's see what they do now. What is the next one in the DCEU? Does anybody know?
I think they're making Flash.
Could be. I mean,
haven't they already done that?
No,
well, they made a show, a series.
They made a show, but I think they're making a proper movie because they've already done Aquaman. Now they're doing Shazam. Maybe the next one is the James Gunn Suicide Squad.
Also, and the Joker one got announced. Good point.
Oh, the Joker! I can't wait for that one.
But yeah, now that finally the last remnants of Zack Snyder's influence seem to have been flushed out of the DCEU, I'm hopeful again. I mean, as long as it overcomes its desire to rival the MCU, and does something more original and just and does something fun, you know. I have hope again. I have hope again for the DCU. Go watch this shit, and don't get the trailer is not representative of the entire tone of the movie. That's something that should be said.
The only person I've heard that hates the trailer is you.
Okay, but well, then I have good news because the jokes from the trailer are in the movie, but I would say they are paced better.
Okay, we can make that median point. But who would you not recommend the movie to?
I mean, first of all, unlike anything from the MCU, you can just watch it as a standalone. It doesn't. I mean, it references the existence of Superman and Batman, obviously, because it takes place in the same universe. But as long as you know that Superman and Batman are things that exist and the name rings a bell, you can watch this as a standalone. I'm repeating myself because I want to really point out you can watch this as a standalone.
Redundancy is redundant in the redundancy department.
You need to be into a superhero movie. I mean, if you're not into a superhero movie, then why are you even asking? Don't go watch it. And but yeah,
go watch the movie.
Yeah, but if you
do it.
It's I would say it's better than Aquaman because it.
That's not a high bar, man.
But Aquaman, I was like, okay, it's not a high bar, but Aquaman was still one of the better DCEU movies. So, and it was also leaning more into the comedy route, while this one fully goes there. It's like a movie in which you can actually laugh multiple times and shit. So it's good. Yeah.
I can't take. My screen on my phone is half the podcast, half spirit, and I just keep looking. My eye keeps looking towards spirit in the three glasses, and I don't know which one I can make eye contact with because my eyes are registering them all as eyes. So it's like I'm looking at the blue ones on her forehead and not her actual eyes. God damn it, spirit! Got it. But
Wait, I've got another pair of sunglasses.
Oh no! Stop it.
I wonder if I can fit.
Okay, where are you gonna put them, huh? Oh no.
Wait. Okay, I want to do my own thing now. I want to be imaginative and unique and. Oh no! What? Damn it! It's stuck under something. Hey Keyframe, do you want to start reading questions? Because I'm done with my media.
You do realize that if I read questions, my camera will turn off.
Oh, I did not realize it, so I guess I have to read questions today.
Oh boy, you have a job.
Okay, I don't know where to put the third one. Ow. And
Put it sideways. Put it sideways.
Oh, don't give them ideas.
Okay, then let's start because we had, believe it or not, and I assume that's thanks to you, Spirit, we had a question on the Twitters. Oh my, I know. Somebody using Twitters. And to be precise, it's Season of the Wiccan who uses the Twitter. ANY, I guess the question can still go to all of us. ANY, if you were to take over the world and assign members of the fandom to govern certain countries, who would get which country? And can I have Japan? Nope.
No, because you asked. How about to make it simpler, we divvy it up to the three people in this podcast?
Well, that sounds like a thing. But yeah, hell no, you're not getting Japan. I mean, I guess I will take Japan myself.
You can take control of all the anime.
Exactly.
Yeah, he would turn it all into hentai.
No, I like my whole...
All into action and hentai.
Also, there's the Japanese cuisine, which I'm very fond of, and stuff like that, so... It's not all just hentai. Only like a third or so.
A third is still 33%.
Yeah, I'm just... A third of pie is still a lot of pie.
That's true. Also, you are frozen in a position. Let me refresh you. Oh, do you feel refreshed?
So much.
Oh boy.
So much.
Anyways,
so much. But yeah, okay. So if you had to give me and Spirit countries to govern, what would you let us govern? Please don't be America. This is a shit show.
I mean, then again, we could try to turn shit around by being like, hey, gals, one of you needs to turn this around. No, I mean, I mean, I kind of picked my country. How about we all pick our country to govern?
All right, Spirit, what would be your country to govern?
I mean, you can either approach it like a fixer-upper and be like, hey, I like America and it deserves better and I go and fix it. Or you go for like me and be like, hey, I like this place. I take it. It's mine now.
That's a hard choice. Do I want to pick practicality or something utterly stupid? Because
go for
memes.
Both. Go for both.
Go for both. What's your practical one and what's your stupid one?
I think practically I would take Canada because Canada's got a lot of good resources and pretty national parks. And Ty and Daga is there, so I can go bother him in Maplelicious.
Nice.
Good one.
And then if we're talking jokes, I would take the Vatican because it's tiny.
It is the smallest micronation in the world. Or the smallest nation in the world.
What about Yuki?
Me?
Yeah.
Let's see. If I have to go practical, I would probably say Switzerland. Because then I get all the chocolate and people's money.
Yeah, but also you're not very liked, so...
I don't care if I'm liked. I have chocolate and money.
Wow. I mean, it fits your MO, how you usually answer questions, so...
I know. This is my practical side. I'm sticking to my brand.
So I guess if I go, if I have to add a second country too... Which is Japan then? Is Japan my practical one or my meme one?
I don't
Both
know.
is good.
I thought which one do you want it to be?
I'm not even. I mean, I legitimately like a lot of Japanese stuff, even
Yeah,
so I would probably.
Let's make that your practical one because you legitimately like it, and it's not a terrible. And you could probably improve the parts that you don't like. So what's the meme one? Because I haven't said meme yet. So.
Oh, you haven't.
Take Antarctica.
No, I only said Switzerland. I'm not picking Antarctica. I hate the cold. I'm gonna pick Germany.
Oh boy, and what are you going to do with it, and why do you pick Germany?
I'm gonna pick Germany, and then just everywhere that's your route to your job, I'm going to make people erect statues of Jenna Marbles' dogs. So every time you go to work, you just see statues of Kermit. I love your reaction right now. This is the entire reason. And then if you pick another route to work,
you know what? I go and get Ireland. Because first of all, Emerald is a cool dude, and second of all, to get the nation of Ireland, revoke your birthright as a half Irish person.
No, you can't do that.
Yes, I can. You got this for your Kermit statue.
Why didn't you pick Italy then? I'm more Italian than Irish.
You look more Irish than Italian.
I'm only I'm only a quarter Irish.
Yeah, but you look more. You have red hair and pale skin. You look more Irish than Italian.
If we're going by birthright, can I take Germany?
No, I already picked. Unless you want to co-rule and help build those Kermit statues with me.
Oh God!
I will help you build the Kermit statues as long as I get a lifetime supply of Spätzle and pretzels.
You can have whatever you want as long as.
No, I already got the pretzels. You don't have to sign a deal with the devil there, Spirit.
No, as long as we get to erect like a 50-foot statue of Kermit and put speakers in it so you just hear this really soft crying noise every time you pass it. It's a modern art piece.
Also, before we move on to the next question, I got the thing for the T-shirt. So here's the thing. This is obviously. Let me get the Buscemi back in here.
That's the closest one.
Exactly. This is a very wide one. It doesn't have any fancy cut. This is basically the most authentic, but at the same time the lamest one, because that's the entire joke, that Steve Buscemi looks super lame in it. So I would probably not wear this outside of the cosplay. So then there's the next level, which is. Why is it not loading? Oh, which is still very, very plain.
It looks the same.
Yeah, but it's now cut. It's now actually not this wide flattery one. It's actually a little bit slim fit. Going back to the previous one, like no.
Okay, but yeah, if you get the slim fit,
exactly.
That's better for you to get because you're wearing a hoodie under it anyway. So
exactly. But this one you can even wear in public a bit afterwards. Then,
it sounds like you made a choice.
There is the next level, which goes more into the direction like it looks even better as a standalone shirt, but it gets even less authentic.
Go with the middle ground.
But this is the middle ground because it goes even further.
Oh.
Did it go further? I could swear it went further. I could swear it went further. I mean, here we have a red one, which doesn't work for the cosplay anymore. I could swear there was, or like this one. Like even more of an actual shirt you can wear. But
I'm just going to make the point, please maybe get a short sleeve one because you sweat really badly.
Thank you for that.
No, I'm also just saying when you wear shirts that have the black sleeves and you put on deodorants, you end up with giant white rings on your armpits.
But then again, until the white rings come, the wet spots are better hidden here than they're hidden here.
But if you're wearing a hoodie with it, then you should be fine.
Yeah, but I'm talking also about the point where I can wear it outside of the cosplay.
Okay, here's the big solution. Why don't you just get 2 shirts?
This is already what I said before, like that's probably where it's going.
Both is good.
Both? Both is good.
Both is good.
Anyway, our next question. Thank you for derailing into a topic we had at the beginning of this show.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see.
Bringing it full circle.
Yeah. Oh my god. So here's the thing that Enigma did not just post one but two fuck, marry, kills, and apparently got Wolfhead so demotivated that Wolfhead didn't even leave one.
Wow,
I'm not sure. Yeah,
How dare you? You already asked 3 questions every week.
we barely even.
Give Wolfhead his job back. His name is Mary Kill for a reason.
Yeah, because I named him that. But let's keep the Mary kills and the fucks for a little bit later and see. Oh boy. Should we go completely deep?
Is it the one where it's like, where do we go when we die?
What? There was one like this. I haven't read all the questions, but
Enigma. That was Enigma's first question. Is, do you think we go somewhere when we die?
Okay, I guess let's go with this. Enigma's first question. Since we have Spirit Productions on the stream, do you all think that after we pass, we in turn become spirits that are judged by God, or do we just cease to be? I know it's dark, but sometimes it's important to discuss stuff like this. Okay, I mean.
Well, Spirit, welcome to our Happy Shoot the Shit podcast I told you about. Aren't you happy to be here?
Yeah, by wearing your 4 pairs of glasses, what do you think comes after death?
Well, if you want the honest answer, so I'm on the agnostic/atheist side at the moment, but I think if there is an afterlife, I don't know if it's going to pertain to any particular, I don't know. Maybe we do. I don't have the answer, and that's just kind of what you got to live with.
What about you, Mr. Atheist?
I just wanted to say, due to the lack of evidence for anything else, I would not even say it's temporarily, but yeah, I assume that when it's over, it's over. I definitely don't think that there's any forward movement into a next realm where either eternal happiness or punishment awaits for us, depending on if we picked good in the religion lottery.
Mormons were the right ones all along.
Somebody knows their
They're gonna be waiting. They're gonna be waiting for us at the gates of the game over screen.
They're gonna be hello.
Hey, my name is Brother John. Have you heard of?
You did not pick the right religion. Now you're in hell.
But yeah, Keyframe. Do we get any other answers than the 2 more atheistic, agnostic ones?
I mean, you do. I'm not a very spiritual person in the way of organized religion. You can thank person on this podcast for that. Not that he was like, your religion is dumb. It's just, talking to him for a long time caused that. Cool. It's sick. It's a conundrum with me. Part of me I'm not sure. The one thing that I'm more definite about is that I don't think there is a definite heaven. And also, I don't think there's a definite hell. I don't believe in those 2 places as actual places. However, I do think, because of the weird experiences I've had in my life of feeling presences, and also hearing descriptions of people who've temporarily died and then they have these out-of-body experiences, I do believe that maybe in some sense there is a stream of consciousness after you die. I don't know, and I'm not going to confirm it, but I do think that why is it bad to think that there's the possibility? Because we don't know. We don't know, and I think that improbability, but with the improbability, there's also a probability that it's there. Because how do you really research that? But I don't know. I feel when I've had weird presences, like you feel that someone's there. It goes past just a stream of consciousness in your mind or your mind playing tricks on you. And whether that is actually my mind playing tricks on me or not is to be said. One person can believe one thing, one person can believe the other. But I like the idea. I guess that's the big thing. Mm-hmm. I like the idea that after we go, there is that what Christians would call an eternal life, but more as a second life, where you don't have to be yourself. You are now without the mortal coil. You are someone else, and you can be either yourself or whatever you want it to be. And this is your second shot.
But we already have it. It's called Second Life on the internet.
That place is not good.
I never was there.
That's actual hell.
If there is real hell, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to suction cup climb my way out of it. Because screw hell. Look at me go.
Look at me go. Hey, you can't go out here.
Suction cup spirit. I like that.
I need to learn how to play it on ukulele so I can play that song.
I will commission you to draw a picture of your deer doing the suction cup man thing, being like, suction cup spirit, look at me go!
Look at me go!
You can't kill me, I'm suction cup man.
Suction cup deer.
Yeah, just want to say, suction cup deer.
Suction cup deer, look at me go! But would there be suction cups on the top of the antlers? No, wait, you don't have antlers. That could be Tyandaga. Tyandaga has suction cups on his antlers.
Just
Okay,
yeah.
now I have the perfect way.
No, you cut off spirit. What?
I don't remember what I was going to finish that thought with.
Damn it.
Oh,
but,
sorry.
Yeah. But there's your deep answer.
Yes,
and,
but I have the perfect one to counter the question about death.
Okay.
RNG Trigger Happy asks, you ever wonder why we are here?
It's one of life's great mysteries.
Isn't it?
I mean, why are we here?
But the question.
Here?
But here's a good thing. We don't need to answer it. He just asks, do we ever wonder?
Well, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much.
What? Oh, I mean, this is technically an answer to the question
That is
why.
why
It's more. I would more say that's a question of a how we are here and less of a. I mean, the why.
I mean, if you were planned, that's why you're here. But if you weren't planned, like some people, then that's how. But no, I don't. I used to wonder why the point of existence or the point of why bother, I guess. But like, as I've grown and as I've dealt with the shit that I do, maybe there is no inherent point in my point of view. You make that point, and because there is no destiny. Just as much as I don't believe heaven and hell is a place, more of a state of being. And if you take your life into your own hand and don't pertain it to some sort of thought of, oh, this is my destiny, this is my inherent purpose that the good Lord has given me. But no, you say, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to do with my life. This is the type of person I want to be and discover myself being. That's why we're here. Our existence as conscious beings, I think, pertains to that, is to use the will and the consciousness that we are given as humans, and what we've evolved into, to make our own life, make our own purpose, and make our own destiny. That's why we're here.
Okay.
I'm here for the memes.
Okay.
Who are you, British Ninja?
This is the dichotomy here.
PewDiePie?
I'm sorry. She just had to do it to you.
Fair. Was this your official answer, or do you have more than the memes?
I mean, I think if we're going on a really deep kind of meditative level, I think the job that we have, like, regardless of what's on the other side, I think our job should be to make the world as good as we can while we're still here. Because it's just like, try to improve the world the best you can while you still can. If that makes sense.
Great, now I feel bad about my answer and consider fixing it.
What's your answer?
Since I come more from the hedonistic part of the spectrum, I don't know. So it's more like, hey, and with me not believing in an afterlife, it's like, hey, you have this one time, try to enjoy it. Just don't. Still, I still combine it with a moral thing, like, hey, don't enjoy it on the expense of others, because the others are just like you, and if they also should have their fair shot on enjoyment. and trying to make the best out of the time you have. But,
but I think that goes hand in hand with spirit, because it's not like you said, you know, the moral thing of don't do it at the expense of others. So it's not like the boomers we have now. There's like, you know, we put you in giant debt and burn a giant hole in your ozone layer. Have fun, kids. We're going to the graveyard. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's kind of similar to you guys, because it's more down the lines of, hey, I don't believe in a big plan or a destiny or whatnot. It's like, you're here, you have this life, make the best of it. Have it fulfilled in whatever way works for you, which is kind of a little bit your sentiment, Key, just with the direction of enjoying it, huh?
Yeah, I like that, just watching Spirit put away all those individual glasses.
I'm gonna have to put them. I've got like a little shelf in my closet where I store my fursuit and everything.
You own? Wait, you have a fursuit?
Yes, I do. I can go get it if you want.
Yeah, I think, is this the first? No, wait, Ambrose is a furry. You're the second true furry we've had on this podcast.
I can go get it if you want to. I got it.
Absolutely, please do so.
Yeah, please do.
All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna mute my microphone while I grab it.
And everything breaks.
What does she have to? What else is a safety?
Probably the noise of taking it out of the closet.
Okay. Because I now was imagining, like, she probably can still hear us, like some whipping sound, like, go back, tiger. Give me pathway, or some magical incantations to remove the seals that are on top of the wardrobe or something.
She takes out the Necronomicon and summons it from hell.
Exactly. That's where all the fursuits come from. The entire thing about fursuit makers is a myth, dear viewers. Being in the fandom long enough, I know all fursuits are summoned from hell, like literally. And depending on how big your blood sacrifice is, the better the suit looks. So.
I mean, here's the thing. You wonder why the fursuits cost like $3,000. It's because you know how much it takes to get all the equipment needed to summon something from hell.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, that's probably the same thought with what those really expensive Your Character hears. They're just made with demon blood.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit like Full Metal Alchemist. You need to put certain things into the summoning cycle, and it then gets. You only get as much out what you put in, this kind of thing.
Is the dog that said red words of the action just the fursuit that went wrong?
It's kind of, oh boy, this is brutal. Also, I have a feeling.
I'm sorry.
Why do I have a growing feeling that we are going to see an actual fursuit in action? This is taking too long for just.
She had a fursuit.
Yeah, but she was just show it. But apparently we're getting
she's probably putting on the helmet,
or it's one
of those half fursuits that are like the arms and the feet. And the head.
Partial ones. Yeah, which is, by the way, if
half suits.
I know them under partials.
Half suits is faster to say.
Well.
Oh no, it's not an action. Let's see the head.
Yay!
Oh,
ta-da!
That's amazing. It's decapitated. Do the eyes follow? Are those the sunken eyes that follow you, or are they just normal eyes?
Yeah, they're following me. I'm trying to get it on screen. There we go.
Oh, that is... I remember someone had like a realistic fursuit at Euroforms with the eyes that followed you, and I'm like, well, that's unnerving.
Yeah, the ones with the glass eyes, like mine actually opens up, so I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but mine opens up at the back.
Mm-hmm.
And the buckram eyes, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the entire eyes. Yeah, it's probably.
Okay, I see the shine of the glass.
Uh-huh.
Those are actually, they're buckrams, so you can see through the entire thing, including the white part.
Yeah, you know what? You made a very appealing looking blue-colored furry. That's not easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the untamable blonde hair that I had to give a brush through because it's been sitting in the closet for too long.
But, you know, that's actually... Okay, you have now achieved most furry person on this podcast because none of us have fursuits.
It's also got a moving jaw.
Does the mouth open up? Oh my lord.
I can't... I'd have to, like, disconnect my headset to put it on, so I'd have to...
Well, now it's just a Muppet. It's just a Muppet.
It's just a Muppet. I can't do the thing that people do because mine opens up on the back because it's resin. So I can't like sit it on my head like some people do.
Mm.
Well, we answered the question.
That is true.
Is there a furry that is more furry than us? But what's the next question, Max?
Yes. So I would say we are ready for the first fuck, marry, kill.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill. They are both called Global Monopoly Edition.
The first
but
edition
yeah,
and the second.
exactly. So the first edition of Global Monopoly Fuck, marry, kill. Amazon, Google, and Twitch.
Okay, well, Spirit, you're our lovely guest of the hour. What does you and your fursuit head want to fuck, marry, and kill?
And why? So Amazon, Google, and Twitch.
Well, if Twitch is going to be providing like a good, like, I guess we'll call it substitute for YouTube, then I'll marry Twitch because I've already sold my soul to YouTube for ad revenue.
I see. So, and who would get fucked and who would get killed?
I need Google to live, so I guess I can fuck that one.
Okay.
And then
Amazon
is so necessary though.
You can still change your mind and kill somebody else.
Can I kill YouTube?
It's not on the list.
YouTube's not on the choice.
I mean, you can kill Google.
Twitch.
Yeah, you can kill Google. Google owns YouTube.
Then we're all okay. I'll kill Google and then
fuck Amazon.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I mean, Amazon probably has something to help with the fucking. Oh.
In fact, it does.
I don't know. We struggled with this name before. Live. I'm so sorry. Nitro has a good point. Amazon owns Twitch.
Uh-oh.
Okay, but then you did something wrong with your monopoly thing here.
Anyways, we can still answer the question. I mean, we all use them in different ways.
You, Maxie?
I mean, since you will probably take Amazon as your marry because you're as always gold digging.
No, you don't know this. You don't know this.
We'll see what you pick. Now you have to come up with a different explanation until it's your turn.
Fuck you.
But yeah, I'm not for the gold digging. I mean, Twitch is kind of the future, so I also am tempted to marry it. But to be like, hey, it's a young one. It's not as fucked up as the other two are already. Also, here's the thing. I would not want to marry Google because Google is by definition a know-it-all and you don't want to be married to somebody. However, a know-it-all might be able to teach you one or two things in bed. So I would fuck Google. Also saying fuck Google feels good. Yeah, and then I guess I will marry Twitch because I just stick to what I said before, and kill Amazon because it's killing all the small businesses with its top price. And I've got to have an Amazon Prime account. I should be silent. Anyways, Keyframe.
Yeah.
So, will you be able to overcome your gold digging ways, or will you marry Amazon?
You make me sound so much worse than I am. The thing is, I was kind of having the same explanation for fucking Google as you, mostly because Google's a search engine. You could find anything with enough searching. So,
Wow, normally that's my part to not have an answer.
You ruined it by by exposing me. But I guess you know what? I'll just use your answers for different reasons.
Oh.
I will marry Twitch because I watch a lot of Twitch, and if I marry Twitch, I can get all the bits, the currency of Twitch. And if I marry Twitch, Twitch will be more likely to promote my live streams.
That's being a good businessman right there.
Exactly.
I'm killing him. But and also it's purple. I like the color purple. But then I will fuck Google for the previous answer that I just give. You can find anything with enough searching on Google. And also, Google is a monopoly. So I could probably be like, hey, you want to try something kinky? And then it will say nothing because it's an inanimate object. But because it wants the fuck, it could give me it could probably make me bypass all the subscription passes for most websites, and I could just see all the paywall naughty stuff.
And killing Amazon?
And kill Amazon because they keep bringing my orders late, even though I have an Amazon Prime account.
That sounds like an appropriate reason for murder.
I mean, didn't they ruin your TV?
Yeah, but they also were fine with the exchange, and even then when
the point is, they shouldn't have fucked it up in the first place.
Then they double charged me because they kind of lost one. Oh yeah, wait, the first one was damaged. I sent it back. The replacement got stuck in a post office and never reached me. Then they sent me a third one, but still charged me for the second one, so they ended up double charging me. But at the end of the day, I only had to pay one and have a functioning model, so...
Still, all that annoyance is plenty of reason for murder in my book.
Fair.
Anyway, what's the next question?
I discovered... Why does it not show up? Did you No, there it is. Did you misspell the... Ask Awkward? No, he did not misspell it. It's weird. Odie's question does not show up in my search.
Well, what was the question?
Today, I will not try to do a Spanish accent.
Angry Latino noise.
Dun, 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 dun. Today in my shower I had. This is more French, isn't it? Okay, let's go there.
No, keep going.
Today in my shower I thought about how the qualities we attribute to God can be indicated of an abstract concept of time as well. So what has been your deepest, weirdest shower thought?
Deepest, weirdest shower thought. So
exactly.
We're getting a Reddit answer here. Okay.
What an introduction for a weird, deep one. I mean, we have the usual ones like, damn it, how did I get this there? Or
that's just me discovering every bruise I saw.
How or the deepest shower thought, like, how did I manage to lose so much hair to get stuck in the sink in the drain?
Have you had that recently, Matt?
No, I actually haven't. I have far too little hair left to actually clog up my drain.
Okay, then don't give that example. That just sets you up for feeling bad about yourself.
I know, isn't it great? No, I actually sometimes get wrapped up in thoughts about scripts for That's Stupid or something, where I actually start going through scripts or thinking about dialogues with people, and then I realize, oh fuck! I have to get to work. Damn it! Breakfast will be cut short today again.
I just like thinking you're stuck in your thoughts, taking a bath. No, people, I'm not thinking about ANY bathing. This is just the setup of the scenario. He's taking a bath, and you have this deep thought, and then you're like, how long have I been in the tub? And you get out, and you look like a goddamn raisin.
But yeah, ladies, what are your deep thoughts?
I'm not
weird ones.
Let's see.
I was rambling on long enough for you to come up with something.
I know. I was too stuck thinking about Raisin why.
Raisin, why?
Raisins, why? No, I guess my deep thoughts usually come down to business stuff because as goofy as I act on podcast, I'm actually a very business-oriented person. I tend to make my conversations about that a lot to the point of annoyance for some people. And most of my shower thoughts are usually thinking about what to make, how to display it, different opportunities, networking-wise, scheduling, organization stuff. I am called one of the most disorganized people because it looks like it, but no, my controlled chaos has a method. And then the other shower thoughts are kind of scripts, but it's mostly coming up with dialogue for like shorts and Abby and Theo and ideas for short films and all that stuff. And it's just, and then I'm like, wow, the water's really cold right now. Oh yeah. What about you, Spirit?
So like I have kind of two types of shower thoughts, and one is the dumb realizations that are suddenly really deep, and then we have the like thinking up ideas. So the dumb things that I think of, it's kind of that like, oh yeah, that's a thing, but you never remember it after you think of it. Like you think of it for a few minutes, and then as soon as you go back to doing something else, you forget about it. Mm-hmm. So I can like never remember those kinds of things.
It's like a dream. You wake up and you're starting to forget it. Like, no, it was really good, and now it's gone.
And then there's just like, something I do, and I might be a weird person for doing this, but I'll play music while I'm showering to help me keep track of the time. So I'll have a playlist so that I'm not in the shower for too long. And whenever I come across, because I'll shuffle it, whenever I come across certain songs, I'll think of project ideas, and it's like, oh, that would be really cool to do. And then I'll write it down, and then I'll never do it. So it just sits there in the ether of never to be completed.
How do you write something down in the shower?
Or dry erase board?
I meant when I get out, but sure.
Okay.
Very, very soggy Post-it notes.
So it's the second kind?
I guess so.
Oh my, we found the holy grail in answers here. I'm not ready to end the show yet, I still have questions.
Oh, well, I think we should only do one more question because I actually have to get down to dismantle my vending booth.
Fair. I guess we already had one fuck, marry, kill. I have one that is, I guess, awkward. What is, from Denim Ninja, what is your most embarrassing or at least most memorable story related to involuntarily body functions? Examples, farts, burps, sneezing, laughing, and milk coming out of your nose, etc.
Does sneezing at a funeral count?
Oof. I depending on how loud it was and how much it irritated the priest, yes.
You've heard how loud I can sneeze.
Oh boy.
So, yeah.
Did you literally wake up the dead?
Okay, so story time. Funny story. Since we were talking about following a question. So it was my Uncle Joey's funeral. And I was in the far back, just sitting there. You know, people were doing the wake, doing the open casket thing, which I don't get why that's a thing, but that's another can of worms. And the priest was saying, this was a Catholic funeral, so the priest was up there giving his speech and putting the holy water on the casket. And I felt a tickle in my nose, and I was like, oh no, not like this. Then the psalms start playing, the hymns, and I'm like, no, not this. Oh, Ave Maria. Like really loud, and the piano players missed notes because my sneeze was so loud it startled them out of focus. And I'm like,
oops.
Ave Maria. Like, oh, it was bad. But that's my best story. Or most embarrassing.
I guess mine is like what's the name of Spider-Ham?
Peter Porker.
No, I mean the actor.
John Mulaney.
John Mulaney. So I got this person here made me watch John Mulaney, and John Mulaney talks about how people get growth when they get old.
When they get into their 30s.
Exactly, where I'm kind of in, and John Mulaney brought up as as one of the examples that people start talking through the burps, like blah 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 blah, like doing that. Mm-hmm. Well, after watching this special, it got pointed out to me repeatedly throughout the rest of her stay that apparently I do this, that apparently I talk to my burps.
You did it. No. You're missing a great part here. You did it right after he finished that bit, and that bit's in the middle of the special. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you were just chatting, talking about him. And then you were like, yeah, and and I'm looking at him like, and he's like, what? You just did that. You grossed 30 something, and he was like, oh, I did. And then both again. It's like I feel like half my time that I spend around this man, the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme is playing in my head of the da 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 da.
But yes.
But okay, we got yours.
Yeah, Spirit, what about your body functions?
Well, aside from the fact that I tend to laugh a little too much when I get in a giggly mood, I think the funniest story was, and this requires a little bit of a prelude, is that I used to be in marching band and I played the trombone. In fact, I've got my trombone right here. This is actually the instrument case. Mm-hmm. But so the way, like, you guys, I'm guessing you guys know how you make the sound with the trombone. Like, you kind of have to purse your lips to do it.
Max used to be a trumpet player, so yeah.
And so what happened was that I was the lead when it came to chairs. So that means that we had to play in the upper registers, and we were out on the field doing marching. It wasn't marching practice, it was performance. But what happened is that I ended up sneezing while I was playing, and it made the loudest sound. It sounded like a
What
whale.
does that even sound like?
I don't even remember.
I assume because it's just like a burst of uncontrolled air into the thing.
It just sounded like going up through the different, like, the registers. And when it happened, everyone was startled by it, that it actually got people off time when it came to, like, playing the song. So then everyone's just, like, confused. And
Sneezing ruins music.
It's true. But yeah, Spirit, how does being forced to share this story, how does it make you feel?
I mean, it doesn't bother me because I usually just laugh at all the dumb stuff that happens in my life. I prefer to take it with humor.
Which is actually a very, very good sentiment in general. But yeah, if it would faze you, how would you probably feel about it?
If it did faze me, I'd be like, well, the thing is that, like, whenever I take it, I usually take it with a sense of, like, whatever it happened, nothing I can do about it. But in the least, like, if I wanted to boast about it, I could say, well, in the least, I was playing loud enough for people to hear me.
That is
unlike all you other people.
That's a very good point. Hey, Spirit, what's the name of this podcast?
The AWKWARDCast.
I take it.
Oh, but Spirit, you were a lovely guest. How do you feel?
Very, 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 very awkward.
Too late now.
Got it.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random crap. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Hard work and analysis, which you do not want to miss on awkward.